Good evening, welcome to ITV News. This is Calendar with Christine Talbot and Michael Billington.
And here are tonight's main stories. But first tonight, to a heartbreaking interview with the mother and fiancé of footballer Jordan Sinnott after his death at the weekend.
Yeah, speaking for the first time, the pair described a man who had a zest for life, made everyone laugh and lived for football.
Jordan died after an incident in Retford Town Centre at the weekend. The 25-year-old had played for Chesterfield and Huddersfield during his career and scored a hat-trick in his last match for Matlock Town. Chris Dawkes reports. That was Melanie Tate and Kelly Bostons, the mother and fiancé of Jordan Sinnott, speaking to Chris Dawkes. And 3 men have appeared in court in connection with Jordan's death, 2 charged with manslaughter and 1 with affray, and have been remanded until a hearing at Nottingham Crown Court next month.
Now, the Environment Secretary has told Calendar that fishing communities in our region could see improvements fairly swiftly after Brexit.
Teresa Villiers spent the morning in Grimsby visiting fish processors a day before the UK formally leaves the European Union. Fishing is expected to be one of the most contentious areas of negotiation in post-Brexit trade talks in the months ahead.
Well, our political correspondent Harry Horton reports.
Well, still to come tonight, More
of the day's news now. Police have made 3 arrests after an alleged hit-and-run incident in Hull last night, which killed a cyclist.
The collision happened at around 9 o'clock last night on a road to the west of the city centre. The cyclist died in hospital whilst Alison.
Now to the latest in the worldwide coronavirus epidemic, as GP surgeries across the country tell ITV they're getting informed and prepared in case of an outbreak here.
Yes, in a special Tonight programme this evening, we hear from British expats living in the city who describe firsthand how a bustling metropolis has become a ghost town. Matt Price reports.
And you can see the full programme this evening on ITV. Deadly Virus Is Britain Prepared starts at 7:30.
Well, there are calls for more to be done to support young carers in schools in Yorkshire and Lincolnshire.
Yes, it's estimated 1 in 5 secondary school pupils may be caring for a loved one who's ill, disabled or living with an addiction.
Well, now on Young Carers Awareness Day, a charity says they risk falling behind at school and in their exams. Lauren Hall reports.
OK, the ITV Evening News continues at 6:30. Here's Lucrezia Millarini.
Lucrezia, thank you. Now, the Rugby League Super League gets underway this evening as Wigan take on Warrington, although our Yorkshire clubs have to wait a little longer before climbing into action with games tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday.
Well, it's safe to say that 2019 was a year to forget. Hull KR avoided relegation by the skin of their teeth, while across the city Hull FC narrowly missed out on the playoffs. So will 2020 be any better? Here's Arif Ahmed. OK, some ice hockey now, and a crowd of more than 7,000 saw the...
More football news. Sheffield United have smashed their transfer record to bring in Norway international Sander Berg from Belgian side Genk on a 4.5-year deal. The 21-year-old midfielder is one of the most sought-after young players in Europe. OK, John's here now.
Now, let's take a look. We're almost into February now.
Now, they are majestic creatures, but as our warmer climates are, their home is slowly melting, polar bears are increasingly vulnerable.
So zoos and animal parks like Yorkshire Wildlife Park are working harder than ever to do their bit for the future of the species.
Well, Calendar's been given exclusive access to a complex operation to bring a male breeding bear from the Côte d'Azur to Yorkshire. Here's Emma Wilkinson.
Well, next tonight, a hotel in York says it's taken precautions after a guest who's believed to be Chinese fell ill.
He was taken to hospital for tests and his hotel room was cordoned off amid heightened concerns about the coronavirus. The rest of the hotel remains open and health officials have reiterated that there are no confirmed cases here in the UK.
Well, Matt Price has been following.
OK, still to come on the programme this evening.
Well, next tonight, there are calls for more to be done to support young carers in schools across Yorkshire.
It's estimated 1 in 5 secondary school pupils may be caring for a loved one who's ill, disabled or living with an addiction.
Well, now on Young Carers Awareness Day, a charity says that they risk falling behind at school and in their exams. Lauren Hall reports. Well, more of the day's news now. And the Chancellor is expected to back the controversial high-speed rail link between London and Leeds. Well, next tonight, the countdown to Brexit is reaching its final few hours, a little over 28 to be precise. Both businesses, both here and abroad, the uncertainty is far from over, with an 11-month transition period now on the horizon, which will determine the actual terms on which we leave.
Well, we'll be out and about across the region tomorrow here on Calendar to see how the momentous moment is being marked.
And we'll be live from Belgium ahead of a crucial 12 months. That's Jonathan Brown. He's going to be there tomorrow. While the ITV Evening News continues at 6:30, here's a look at what's happening with Lucrezia Millerini. Thank you. Now, some football news, and Sheffield United have smashed their transfer record to bring in the Norway international Sander Berg from the Belgian side Genk on a 4.5-year deal.
Now, the Rugby League Super League gets underway this evening as Wigan take on Warrington, although our Yorkshire clubs have to wait a little longer before climbing into action with games tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday.
Well, it's safe to say that 2019 was a year to forget. Only Castleford made the playoffs and the others all struggled against relegation for much of the season. So, will 2020 be any better? Here's John Shires to look ahead.
Some ice hockey and a crowd of more than 7,000 saw the...
Now, a Leeds businessman has hit the headlines for being mistaken for multi-award-winning singer Billie Eilish's granddad.
Yes, Terry George had gone to the star-studded ceremony in Los Angeles as a seat filler, whatever one of those is.
It keeps the seats looking full for the TV coverage while all the stars are off getting their prizes, yeah?
A bit like me then. Right, OK. Well, Terry was the man in every single shot as Billie picked up one prize after another. Take a look at this.
Ultimate, isn't it?
You did, absolutely. Yeah. Nice work if you can get it.
Well, finally tonight, they are majestic creatures, but as our climate warms and their home slowly melts, polar bears are increasingly vulnerable.
So zoos and animal parks like Yorkshire Wildlife Park are working harder than ever to do their bit for the future of the species.
Well, Calendar's been given exclusive access to a complex operation to bring a breeding male from the sunny Côte d'Azur to Yorkshire.
It's rare for bears to be transported around Europe like this, and getting Rasputin here before Brexit Day has added to the pressure. Emma Wilkinson has this exclusive report from the south of France.
You can see more about Rasputin's journey on our website.
Time for our cuddly weather bear now. Here's John.
John, thanks. That's it from us. The national and international stories are next with Lucrezia Millerini.
But for now, from the team here on Calendar, thanks very much indeed for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.